Are you a brick and mortar business owner that has put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating a storefront that lights you up and serves your clients really well, only to be frustrated that you're the best kept secret in town? If you're not hearing your new clients say, "I found you on Google," then you are in the right place. Welcome. My name is Melissa Rose. I'm a mom, a brick and mortar business owner, and your straight shooting visibility coach. I've cracked the SEO code to becoming the top choice on Google in my industry, and now I'm sharing the secrets on this podcast. Get ready for stories, fail-proof strategies, and practical tips to elevate your brick and mortar presence to the top choice on Google. Let's get real, because we're going to make your business the only option in town. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Brick and Mortar Visibility. It is the end of 2024. How you doing? How you feeling? I hope you guys are doing well, taking some time for family, friends, rest when we can find those spaces. I know I have enjoyed some much needed downtime. Before we dive in, I want to remind you all to please update your Google business profile with your hours. You probably changed your hours over the holiday break, the winter break, and we need to update those hours to make sure they're current and reflecting when you are truly open, so that your clients are not disappointed when they show up and you happen to be closed. Also, throw up a picture there in your Google business profile and add some seasonal pictures, because it's always good to know what your storefront looks like when in different seasons, whether it's winter, spring, summer, or fall. So if you are listening and you don't know what I'm talking about, grab my free Google Business Profile workshop. It is about 30 minutes long. It walks you through all the bells and whistles of what you need to do to optimize that Google Business Profile so that you can lay a strong foundation in SEO. And it's completely free to use. So you can go to msmelissarose.com and click the Work With Me tab, and under there will be the workshop. Also, it's right here in the show notes. You can grab it there as well. So today I want to talk about a question that I was asked that just spurred me on in a good way. And I want to share it with you because it's the end of the year, and many of us are thinking about New Year's goals, resolutions, milestones that we want to have for 2025. Can you believe we're saying that? That's so exciting. But it also is a time of reflection. And I've been listening to my favorite podcast, and so many people are talking about that. And I don't want to rehash that. There's lots of worksheets and workshops and how-tos on what to do effectively so that you can set yourself up for success in 2025. What I want to do is ask this question, and I want you to think about, what is one thing that you did this past year in your business that you are super proud of? And what I love about this question is it doesn't have to be revenue-based. It doesn't have to be like a product you launched. It doesn't have to be like a record-hitting day or, whatever it is. It can be something small that maybe created a big impact. And I'm going to share with you mine. So in order to share with you mine, I do need to back up and do a little review. So 2024 started out pretty dang good. I was speaking at a conference. I was in front of my people. I was going to conferences. I met somebody who was really special in my life for the first time in forever. And life was going pretty dang good. Can't complain. It wasn't like wow, but it was starting off really strong. And then in March and April, I noticed some changes personally with my youngest son. And by the end of April, I had found out that he was being sexually assaulted by his teacher. And that created a lot of drama, stress, commotion in our community as the teacher was put in jail. And we are now in the process of court with that teacher. And my son is young. He's 5th grade at the time. I am happily divorced, so co-parenting this provided a whole other level of challenges. And then the first week in May, I took my dad to the hospital for the last time, and he died June 1st. So April, May, June was pivotal, but I don't know if you're like me, but I freeze when I'm under stress, in the fact that I don't really move mentally, physically, emotionally. I close up, I clam up, and I've learned this about myself big time this year. So there is that. We learned a lot about how I handle stress. And this is a lot of stress happening at the same time. And if you've been around the podcast any length of time, you have heard me say what we do today affects our business 60 to 90 days from now. And that's exactly what was happening. April, actually it would be May, June, July, I was numb. I was just going through the motions. I was going to things. I was teaching, I was networking, I was doing the motions, but there was no energy behind it other than get through the day. And therefore, 60 to 90 days from there, I'm experiencing a dip in my business, which just plays into the confidence I have in my business, in my life, because of the communication that was going on with their dad. I just closed up, clammed up, and then stopped the relationship I had with this person that I was seeing or dating, and just stopped everything and just kind of went into a cocoon of self-doubt, feeling less than, feeling that I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, there was a lot of times here on the podcast, you guys, where I would go through the motions and just speak based on experience, but not really feeling it, right? So, in August and September, just feeling that lull, and knowing that I was in the way. I was in the way of any success that was going to happen in my business, my life, my family this year and in the future. Because it got to a point where I'm like, Melissa, you are the one that's in the way. You have a great product and service. You have a great team. You have fabulous kiddos. I am in the way. So back to the question of what is one thing you did in your business that you are super proud of. I invested in a course on mindset and worthiness. And it's not the first time that I've been approached that I need to do something like this, but it was the first time that I said, I need for myself. I'm like, Melissa, nothing's going to change if you don't change. And it was such a great course. And I just love the person. It was Mary Morrissey, life coach, who I just love her. Some of my favorite people at the studio that I teach at, for those of you that are maybe hearing this for the first time, I have a dance studio, and I love all my classes. That's what I truly do. But man, I love my seniors that walk in the door. I just love them so much. So Mary Morrissey is a little older, and I just adore her. I just, every time I watch something, I was like, I love you. I just love how you teach. And so it connected with me. Everybody has their person that they connect with. And this course, every business coach that I've hired, they start with the basics. Where do you want to be? Envision where you want to be. What do you want to be? And how to get there, And for some reason, this time it really resonated deeper. And probably because I was admitting that I'm in my own way. I need to fix some things. I need to fix some things on me. So fast forward, we are now at the end of 2024. And I got dressed up for Christmas Eve. And I looked at myself in the mirror. And I said, girl, you have had a year like none other. And I pray you don't have another year like this year. You're going to have hard times. That's inevitable, but not like this year. And you are still standing and you are still doing it, and you are freaking amazing for doing it. And sometimes we need those really, really hard times to show us what we're made of, or remind us what we're made of. I've always been told I'm resilient. I get knocked down pretty often. My theme song is she gets knocked down, but she gets up again. And I do. I keep getting up again. But I'm not sharing my story for empathy. Or what I do hope it does for you is that you might be going through a really hard time too. Chances are we all are in some way, shape, or form. It might be marriage, it might be a kid, it might be business, it might be health. Hard times are not going to avoid us. We're going to experience them. It's how we handle them. Knowing how we handle stress is helpful. For me, it was very helpful to share with people how I handle stress, especially my children. During the worst of things, I clammed up. I shut down. I literally don't talk. And they were like, confused by that. Mom, why didn't you act sooner? And I just froze. So teaching the people around us how we act so that we can all communicate and give each other grace was super helpful during all of this stuff with my dad and with my son. Learning and relearning and teaching myself the worthiness factor, that what our dream was put there for a reason. And I want to remind you that you have a dream. When we start our business, we have a dream of what it will be. I remember I was one of those lucky ones. I always knew I would have a dance studio. Always. Since I was like in 8th grade. And I performed professionally. I did other things. I did other little business ventures and managing art stores and art galleries. And I loved it. But I always knew I would have a studio. Any real estate that I drove by, I was like, oh, that would be a good studio. That would be a great place for a dance studio. So I was one of those lucky ones. And then you do it and you get into the grind of running a business. And sometimes that dream that you had doesn't feel like it's going to work, or maybe it wasn't really as, maybe you dreamt too big. And it was a really lovely reminder to see what I want, and that vision hasn't changed. And it's really reassuring to me that the vision is still the same for me. It may be different for you. It may have changed. It may have evolved, and that's okay. But to lean into that vision because God put it there for a reason, and just take the steps you need to do every day, little or bigger, as long as you're moving towards that goal. So what did you do this past year that you're super proud of? Out of all the little steps you took every day towards your goal and towards your vision and towards your dream, what's one thing that you're super proud of yourself? I would love to hear. Love to hear. So you can DM me on Instagram, Brick and Mortar Visibility. If you're on my email list, please hit reply. I would love to hear. I shared on my stories on Insta the same question. And some of you became authors. Some of you read Profit First, and that was life-changing for you in your business and personal life. Others of you started a new business. You changed course completely and started another business. I just love hearing from you, and I think it's so inspiring when we hear from others. So if you would be so kind, share this episode with another business friend. Comment, share what you learned, because I want to be inspired by you. May you be blessed in 2025. You are a business owner. You are a badass. And I love my business owners. Whether you have a brick and mortar or whether you're online, doesn't matter. I don't care. You're doing it. You're getting up and doing it. And you are creating a life you desire. And with that, I say well done. Now let's kick ass in 2025. Happy New Year. Did you know the work you do today will shape your business 60 to 90 days from now? That momentum doesn't stop there. It ripples right into your personal life. So let me ask you, based on what you're doing right now, where are you headed? Will it be the same old thing, different day? Or are you really ready to level up? If you're shouting level up, let's make sure it actually happens. Join me and a crew of powerhouse business owners in my mastermind called Level Up, Your Business, Your Life. This isn't just another meeting. It's your secret weapon to accountability, strategic thinking, and inspiration. We meet monthly to empower each other, take bold action, and crush the goals that really matter. Want to know more? Head to the link in my bio or visit msmelissarose.com/mastermind. It would be my absolute privilege to be part of your journey to the next level. Let's make it happen together. I hope I get to see you in our next cohort of Level Up Your Business, Your Life.